take you to Beirut, where Osama Hamdan from Hamas is giving a press conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, may peace be upon you all. I would like to start by blessing the souls of our people's children, women and men in Gaza Strip and our martyrs at the West Bank, in Jerusalem and in the diaspora camps. I'd like to bless the souls of the martyrs of our people who are offering whatever they can to support their brothers and sisters in Palestine. And I pray to Allah the Almighty to accept our martyrs and heal the injured. And we express our salute, a proud salute to our people who are standing fast on their land in Gaza, makers of the true victory in the near future, Allah willing, in northern Gaza and southern Gaza, across all cities, villages and camps, in Jabalia, at Al-Shati', نصيرات، بيت لاهيا، بيت حانون، دير البلح، المغازي، البريج، خان يونس, Gaza City and Rafah City. To these areas people have moved thinking that it would be safe zones, including the child who have been displaced forcibly from their home in Deir al-Balah to the so-called safe zones, and they were killed with her parents at Deir al-Balah. I will start with this video in which this child has said her last words and her last breath, cursing the oppressors and complaining about no support. We must liberate our beloved Jerusalem and return to our land. We want to see good things, O Allah the Almighty. Despite this pain, I will start by reassuring the people of our nation, our Palestinian people, that their resistance is in good shape. They still lead and manage the chapters of Al-Aqsa flood battle in its 62nd day, defending their people, defending their land, defending their Jerusalem, killing the soldiers of the enemy, injuring the soldiers of the enemy, with total blindness or partial blindness, destructing the Zionist war machine from close distance, rendering their machines and vehicles out of service or destroying them and burning it to the ground. While the Nazi killer soldiers and the mercenaries who burn in such vehicles, who come from everywhere to participate in this crime in Gaza, while we document the destruction of hundreds of Zionist army vehicles from the beginning of this aggression and killing dozens of Israeli soldiers and commanders and officers, either by snipers or by explosives. And the enemy admitted the death of almost 100 of their soldiers. However, these declared numbers are not even close to the true numbers which we document every day. Admitting to 2,000 injured is much less than the actual number. Our fighters across all lines of contact and engagement They engage with the enemy from under the ground, from between the rubbles, destroying tanks, vehicles, and troop carriers, killing soldiers and officers, and confidently documenting this by video. Despite all this, they continue to bombard and target the cities and the settlements, especially Tel Aviv, that was targeted by a salvo of rockets even after 60 days of war. To make the picture even much more clearer, to explain and to show what Al-Qassam brigades are doing in this battle. Yesterday, Thursday, our fighters were successful in destroying 22 Israeli vehicles, and before that 24 vehicles were destroyed and 18 soldiers were killed directly. However, in the Gaza City, only Gaza City, our fighters in 72 hours have destroyed 79 vehicles in partial or in full. I leave you with these footages, and after that we will comment. These are only in Gaza City only. Al-Qassam brigade might release in the coming hours a statement detailing the numbers of destroyed vehicles of the enemy. However, now I would like to comment here about this video in which our fighters very confidently fighting and engaging with the enemy, moving between the rubble, and they stop themselves, colleagues. They warn their colleagues not to launch the rocket because it's just a bulldozer. And we document the burning of the troop carriers with confidently. And this is for the sake of Hussein Farahat. Those who don't know Hussein Farahat, he is the fighter Wissam Farahat, the son of Nidal Farahat, who was renowned 2002. She was bidding goodbye to her son Muhammad in his murder operation in Gaza Strip. And the sequence and the subsequent operations ended the settlements in Gaza. This Wissam is on the path of his mother Nidal Farahat. These great sacrifices and daily victories on the ground and in the field by our factions, especially Al-Qassam brigades, are just a prelude to the future victory. Our resistance is ready to continue engagement and to stand against the oppression and the aggression, no matter how long such an aggression would last. With more than 2 months into this genocide launched by the Israeli and Zionist occupation against Gaza, using everything in the American arsenal, not the Israeli, but rather the American, using all approaches, starvation, violating human rights, receiving all sorts of support by the US, exploiting the inaction of the international community, which in this war leaving more than 60,000 of our people killed, injured, and under the rubble, majority of whom are women and children. And here we would like to emphasize the following: Netanyahu, the criminal, and his Nazi government having been able to accomplish any of their political, military, or objectives. Our people, despite the killing and the oppression, they are still standing fast, and our resistance still standing fast in the field, engaging with the enemy across all points. The occupation has exercised all sorts of killing and systematic annihilation and genocide against our people in Gaza, exercising and showing methods that have never been witnessed throughout human history. These pictures are pictures from the Nazi concentration camps, the Holocaust, and these are similar pictures. But those who claim to have been killed on the picture in the top are the killers in the second picture at the bottom. These are our people being mistreated by the enemy, who try to blackmail the entire world with similar pictures. We reiterate our rejection to all the attempts to displace our people from Gaza. And we would like to emphasize and confirm that our people will not retreat, will not surrender to any displacement plots, but we would rather foil them, and we will not accept any solution or any resolution that doesn't include stopping the aggression and admits and accepts our people's rights to freedom and self-determination. All the American and Western support will never enable our enemy to achieve a claimed victory, and our people don't have surrender in our dictionary. Our people's choice is a continued and comprehensive resistance to this occupation, and this is a legitimate right enshrined by the international legitimacy. No one can deny us such rights. And the enemy claiming that they have surrounded Yahya al-Sinnar's house, which was surrounded and destroyed and striked earlier in aerial wars, is just a mirage. And this is just a claim by the enemy in an attempt to declare achieving one of their objectives against our people and against our resistance. The Zionist regime creates delusional objectives, building a delusional victory, including the aggression against Al-Shifa hospital, as they claimed that the command post of the resistance is beneath the hospital, and it was their lies were revealed, and today they are claiming the same about the house of Al-Sinwar. We say to the families of the Zionist captives, the continued aggression of aggression of your government against our people will not bring back your children to you, and the chances of them going back is diminishing with the long aggression. And I would like to leave you and remind you with this picture that Al-Qassam Brigade has broadcast earlier.
لقد تعمدت ألا تكون هناك ترجمة لهذا الشريط.
I deliberately removed subtitles in this footage to allow the families to hear what he said. This is the Israeli captive whose family were killed by Netanyahu bombardments. He's begging to bring back their dead bodies. The enemy's army, we tell them, no victory for you, and you can't stay on our land in Gaza nor in Palestine. Your fate in this battle is either you killed or run away or surrender. As for the humanitarian need and the need for continued flow of humanitarian aid, the massacres that have been perpetrated and the bombardments over the past 2 months have affected everything in Gaza, and there is no safe place in Gaza as claimed by Gaza and as promoted by the American administration. 1.3 million are displaced now in Gaza, living a true tragedy in the open, in some shelters and in some hospitals and schools, and their conditions are exacerbating on daily basis as they lack the base minimum of dignified life, and it takes days to deliver the aid to them. And with the spread of diseases as declared by the WHO and international organizations working in the Strip, Gaza municipality have announced today that people in northern Gaza are suffering from thirst and drought. This reveals that the actual objective of Netanyahu, Blinken and Biden is to eliminate the Palestinian people. Those who haven't been killed by bombardments and strikes should die by famine and thirst, or die due to lack of medication and health treatment. What enters Gaza now doesn't exceed 100 trucks, while Gaza's needs are more than 600 trucks, and some of such assistance doesn't meet the basic requirements, particularly food items. I would like to remind that northern parts of Gaza receive only small portion of such aid because the occupation is preventing it from arriving there. With the targeting of hospitals, this occupation deliberately attacked the medical sector. The operating hospitals in Gaza are 4 hospitals after 55 hospitals are rendered out of service due to daily bombardments or due to depleted fuel. And I would like to emphasize that northern Gaza has no operating hospital. Our great people in Gaza are offering sacrifices, and they can't find food to sustain them. As for more than 1 month, people of Gaza are fasting. They don't have any food. Their will and determination never broken despite the destruction and the killing. They are holding fast because their equation is connected with Allah the Almighty, who will support these people. In light of the exacerbation of these tragic situations in Gaza, we call upon the leaders and heads of states of the Arab and Muslim states to translate their resolutions in the summits and the Arab and Islamic Summit in Riyadh since 1 month into practical actions. Our people are awaiting the break of siege against Gaza and expedite the access of aid and medical supplies. We also call upon all aid and humanitarian organizations from around the world to visit Gaza Strip to stand on the humanitarian disaster by the genocidal war perpetrated by the occupation with the support of the American administration, and such organizations need to shoulder their responsibilities to aid and support our people. We call upon the UNRWA and the WHO to shoulder their humanitarian and ethical responsibilities to deliver aid and humanitarian aid and medical supplies to Gaza Strip, north and south, and never heed to the pressure of the occupation. And we say that the UNRWA organization is not undertaking its role as required. Unfortunately, the Palestinian Red Crescent is falling short in performing its duties, and the UNRWA and the Palestinian Red Crescent are failing to distribute the aid to our people equally, causing imbalance in distribution of aid. These two organizations are required to perform their duties. No matter what happens, they are responsible for the distribution of aid, and they shall be accountable for any shortcomings.
Despite the pain, I reassure the Palestinian people their resistance is still in good shape. The words there of Osama Hamdan, senior Hamas member. 2 months on from the start of the war in Gaza, he showed some videos of Hamas operations against Israeli forces.